Hi everyone, this is Prachi. We are here in Oak Brook with India Development Service. The organization is celebrating 50 years this year, and the primary mission of the organization has been to help the vulnerable communities back in India in the field of education, healthcare, nutrition, gender equality, poverty, and many more such initiatives all over India. And today we will be accompanied by many distinguished guests along with Nobel laureate Dr. Abhijit Banerjee all the way from Massachusetts. We'll be talking to some guests here, and let's celebrate 50 years of IDS and its mission along with all these wonderful guests that are here. Ma'am, again, as we were just discussing, how does it feel the organization, not many organizations reach this milestone. The organization has completed 50 years. How has been your experience? You guys were there from the beginning?
We were there from the beginning, but then we were one of the first groups that they sponsored also. They supported our work in India, and we were able to go to India to do our work there because IDS supported us.
So you actually saw the work and got impressed, and then you started because you must have...
No. We started the work ourselves.
Wow. Okay.
So
what was the inspiration? What made you actually, what was that first moment when you thought, you guys wanted to do something like that?
Well, SR always wanted to go back to India. And so he started off thinking he was going to start an industry. And I said, if I'm going to live in a city, I want an American city. I don't want an Indian one. So then the more we studied, we decided what we do is do rural development work. So
SR sir, as Shamla ji mentioned, that so you saw some areas where the country, of course, India needed help, or you saw that you need to do something about it. What was your moment of inspiration when you actually felt that you need to do something?
Well, my major inspiration is my mother. When I decided to come for higher studies to United States for a master's degree, she had taken me a promise that you should come back and work for the country. And that was the time, in her time, that Mahatma Gandhi, Jawaharlal Nehru, Subhash Chandra Bose, Jaya Prakash Narayan, they were all the inspirations for the whole country. So she said, you must come back and do something for the country. So that basically made Shamla and me think through what exactly we'll be doing. And I was working for corporate America for 10 long years here in operations research field. But she has the social service background. She was the one who was keen on going to the village. And Jaya Prakash Narayan, who had come soon after the emergency here, he was very, very pleased that we are going back to the village. He said, you must meet me before you go to India. So I met him in Bombay on our way back. So our idea was that where the development is most needed is in the rural area. Like Gandhiji used to say, India lives in villages. And rural development was our passion. But at the same time, I was, like you were saying, think globally and work locally. So while work locally, we're also thinking about the democratic framework and everything else. And unfortunately, in the mid-70s, as you remember, Indira Gandhi, then Prime Minister of India, declared emergency. So we fought against the emergency because we thought that a democratic framework is most essential for a meaningful and holistic development, that the philosophy of idea to work in the villages. So my passport was impounded, and Indians for Democracy was the organization which came to be very highly respected. 4 of our passports were impounded, and scholarship was there, and we had the impact. And fortunately, Indira Gandhi declared, took back the emergency, and the democracy came back in March 77, as you know. So that was another inspiration. My inspiration were largely Mahatma Gandhi and Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, who gave us the most notable constitution. And of course, Jaya Prakash Narayan, when our democracy was threatened, first time after independence, he led, as you know, for the restoration of democracy. So that was our inspiration.
So, sir, ma'am, question to you. Like when you look at all these people here, some are young generation as well. Right now, when you have reached 50 years of this organization, who are the people who come to your mind? Who do you remember who started this journey with you? May not be right now here. Who are the people that you think of that you wish they were there to celebrate this milestone?
The most notable name that I recall with great gratitude and appreciation is that of Dr. Fazlur Khan, the renowned architect who designed the Sears Tower, the tallest building. And in fact, he had designed 3 of the 10 tallest buildings in America.
So he was associated with the organization?
Yes. And when, I started this organization, he was the major inspiration. Because I came back from the students' background, there was a federation of Indian Students Associations of America. And then we wanted to start this. But we wanted to involve the settled people here. So he was the one who said, look, settled people have their priorities. Your heart is in India and wanting to do something. So you start this. So that is the name that I recall. And then I recall other names, like my closest and best friend called Thomas Karabatsas from Greek origin. His parents came to this country when he was 10 years. And he was the one who introduced me to right? He played a very important role. And he was one of the founding members of this organization. And another man is Madhavan Nair, a great entrepreneur and accomplished man. He's no more with us. And he was the one who pulled me basically into FISA, Federation of India Student Association of America, where I learned the skills, the art and the science of running an organization, how to involve other people.
But there are still active members who started with us 50 years ago. Jagjit Jain is here, and Madhu Hashelkar, who also went back to India and started his industry. I think he's going to be here tonight too. He's come from India to do.
And
so there are Lokeshwari Nagawar, yeah. So there are, there are people who have been actively linked with the organization for the whole 50 years.
And how does it feel being part of such an organization? It's like a family now, right?
Oh, it's phenomenal. And an organization that basically has had no staff. This has always been a volunteer-run organization. I don't know if they have some staff now, but this is, the fact that commitment to India has gone from generation to generation, and the organization is still raising money, still supporting this kind of work in India, still, when they go to India, still going to visit the groups. It's really exciting.
And now that you see all these people and all those volunteers here and in India, what is your message to them? Because, the youth now needs to take it forward as well with, new technology, new resources. Your message to them?
Keep it up.
Sir, your message as well.
My message is, I remember Nelson Mandela. After those long and lonely years in the Robben Island, he becomes the president of the country, establishes democracy, which was plagued by apartheid. And he says that we have climbed one hill. And there are so many hills in the panorama. But let us pause, take stock of things, be inspired what we have done and move forward. Particularly his message that he was obsessed with the liberation of the oppressed when he went to Robben Island prison. But when he came out, he was equally committed to the liberation of the oppressor also. Because both of them are robbed of their humanity, and the idea is to restore back that humanity. And to me, in an Indian context, we need rural development, we need to protect environment. Rachel Carson, 1962 famous book, Silent Spring, she warned us about the adverse impact that industrialization was having and all that, and very thoughtfully. And she sustained all kinds of pressure. So to me, while take great satisfaction and happiness having nurtured and kept the organization going for 50 years, aim for, number one, continued empowerment of the rural poor, holistic development for them, protection of the environment, and most important thing, protect the democracy, democratic values. Because this is the country where you are what you are and you have become what you are because of the democratic framework and the opportunities. And that is needed in India also. And around the world, now democracy is in serious decline. So even in United States, fight for the protection of democracy, continued democratic framework, and contribute. And to me, what our Constitution says, justice, political, economic, social, and cultural, that should be the aim of our life.
Such a beautiful thought, sir. Thank you so much. And again, such a beautiful couple. So many insights that they have given us about the organization. They have taken us back all the way back 50 years back. And again, an organization like this is bound to grow when you have passionate people working for it for this long and with high spirits. So on that note, thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, ma'am. You enjoy your snacks, and thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much. Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you. All right, let's talk to the distinguished guest himself. He is honoring us here today with his presence. I'm talking about Dr. Abhijit Banerjee. Sir, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for your time. Welcome to Chicago. And sir, I've seen your work and the impact that it is making in the everyday life of people all over the world. How does it feel that your work that you spend so much time on is actually being applied and making, changing people's lives?
That's why you work. So, I mean, how does it feel? It feels good. I mean, it's not particularly I don't have anything interesting to say. That's why we do it. There's no point in doing work that's meant to be practical, and then if it's not practical, so whatever it is, that's the point.
Sir, your work is actually making so much impactful changes or helping organizations like this, because the research work and the results is actually being used by organizations like IDS, and they have so many initiatives that they're applying it on. How your message to many organizations, of course IDS as well, about the work that they are doing, and how they are actually using the research work by people like yours.
I think, there are very few actually organizations like IDS. It's 50 years old. It's been uniquely serious for all these years, and it's hard to imagine what it would have taken to make it will last this long. That said, I think what I think so many of these organizations aim for and deliver is I think a community of people who are trying to think beyond their own lives, and that community is the first and most important maybe contribution. And then they are also raising funds, they are spending money, they are doing projects. I think it's precisely the fact that it ties in a lot of people, a lot of ideas, a lot of creativity that's extremely valuable. And in that sense, so many of these organizations have the advantage of seeding ideas that hopefully will go to scale somehow in India, where we need these ideas.
So last question. The kind of work that you are into, it comes with a lot of challenges, whether it's geographical challenges or resources. And of course, the upcoming, you might have many plans also, because you might have some landmark that I want to go try this field. What are the challenges, and what are the things in the pipeline right now as well?
We have our organization has been growing, and we have certain results that we've been able to sort of imprint into the policy discourse. They have influenced policy, they've changed policy. But as a fraction of all the things we have done, I think we are still, the work of getting the thousands of results we have into policy is still, I think, in its infancy. We claim that we have influenced 600 million lives. We would like to influence 2 billion lives.
That's amazing. Thank you so much for your message to IDS station. Neelaji, thank you so much for your time. How has been your experience? 50 years IDS has completed, and you have been, you have seen its work for a long time. How has been your journey? And, what are the things that made sense to you that actually touched your heart?
So, I have been with the organization now for about 45 years. And when I was introduced to this organization, what appealed to me was how passionate these people were about the development and not about charity. Which to me, when I had first come, I had not really put those two as different.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that was like a good thing for me to know. And the second thing that I really admired about the organization was their focus on the most marginalized people in India, those who were left behind from the mainstream development. And they are always working to empower people. So that's been my inspiration and my journey with the whole organization.
And it's been, like, as you said, it's been 45 years now. And your message to the core team members, your message to the organization, and of course your message to other people who can actually support and who don't know about the organization, your message to them.
Okay, so I want to say that, supporting development is such a crucial part because we want to have a holistic development of people. We want to empower people. We want them to take control of their own destiny. And I think all organizations should work towards that. Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Neelaji. And I know big initiatives like this are possible because of people like you who support. Thank you so much for your time. And we look forward.
This has been a very learning experience for the last 50 years. It's really gives you a lot of satisfaction when you think you can give something back to somebody in one way or the other. And mostly what we have done at IDS is try to help people on the ground in India to run projects that will help the poor and the underprivileged.
And the projects that the organization has been involved in, have you yourself seen the projects? Because there are different initiatives that the organization works on. How has been your experience actually from your own eyes watching those people and looking at those projects and the growth and development work?
While ago, we had funded a microcredit project near Bangalore. So I went to Bangalore and visited that project, among others. But that was the most interesting experience I had. We rode on a motorbike to a village about 20 miles away from Bangalore and sat in a meeting in the early morning to watch a meeting of the committee of 8 people. And I was sitting on the floor in a hut, and suddenly I hear a noise next to me, and there was a chicken in the basket, and it was beginning to wake up, and that was a very interesting experience to actually visit and see how the microcredit Grameen model worked.
And sir, the team, the IDS team has been working very hard, and of all those years, especially like people like Prashant ji and Nilesh ji, your message to the entire team?
Oh, keep up the good work. There's a lot more to be done.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. And thank you very much for your support. And thanks a lot for your time as well. All right, we are here with Dr. Chitranjan Patel and his family, another big supporters of the organization IDS. Today, along with the organization, they are also here to celebrate 50 years of achievements. Sir, first of all, thank you so much for your time. And IDS has completed 50 years. How is the feeling? Because people like you are making this thing possible. How is the feeling and your message to the IDS team?
Yeah, we are always excited to support any noble cause.
And how has been your journey with the organization? Have you seen their work and your message to the wonderful team of IDS?
Yeah, I'm with the organization for last 9 years, and we always see very good progress and development.
So, ma'am, you have been coming here for last 9 years. I'm sure you have seen their work, and you have attended their celebrations as well. How is the feeling? Does it is it like how has been your personal experience looking at the development that you guys are also part of?
No, I am very proud of the work that they do. I always back him with whatever he does.
Awesome. Thank you so much, guys, and thank you so much for celebrating with IDS and supporting such initiatives. And thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much for joining us. And it's a pleasure talking to you guys. Let's talk to Mr. Ashraf Hashmi. Ashraf ji, thank you so much for speaking with us. How has been the experience, and what do you have to say about the actual work that the organization has been doing, and how have you felt about it?
No, the day one I got introduced to the India Development Service, I just got really impressed with the kind of commitment all the members have to help grassroots organizations back in India. So I've been involved for a long time. I've been very active in the beginning for many, many years, but then my other commitment has just made me kind of take a back seat. But I always supported, but I always enjoyed to see all the progress they have made in a small level, but every bit helps, you know. So the kind of improvement they brought to the lives of the people and the poor area needed people is impressive. Now, the most important thing is it's all voluntary. The people here, they're given a lot of time. I've done my part, but there are a lot of people who have done a lot more to support. You know, these changes are ripple effect. You make the changes, and other people learn and do things. So India development programs are always being kind of be the model to help create more opportunities for people and stuff. I'm glad I've been involved. I still support, but I'm not as active. But nevertheless, I congratulate all our members, all the beneficiaries, all the supporters. I'm very happy to be part of it, to see the 50th years of anniversary celebration. It's great to be here.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for speaking with us, sir. And thank you for all your support. Thank you. Thank you. All right, let's talk to Mr. Himanshu Patel. Sir, thank you so much for your time. How has been your experience with IDS, and what do you have to say about them completing 50 years of changing so many lives for so many years?
I think what is remarkable is that 50 years ago, when our community here was so young, that they had this idea that we need to do something for our mother country. At that time, people were normally busy establishing their careers, taking care of their family, and yet they felt the need to do something for India. So I think that's really a very remarkable thing. There are very few such organizations with such a long history of doing good for India. And the other thing that they do is different from many other organizations is that they do due diligence and select really deserving NGOs. There are hundreds of, perhaps thousands of NGOs in India, and most of them do good work. But IDS people get involved, get to know the people on the ground, examine all the financial documents, and pick the most deserving of them. And they are focused on not only the obvious things like feeding children or educating children or providing healthcare, but also providing vocational training, essentially empowering people so that they can do better for themselves. So that's really the reason why I think IDS stands out compared to a number of other very good organizations.
And your message to the entire team?
I would just say that, keep doing what you are doing. Congratulations for 50-year anniversary. We feel good to be part of this organization.
Amazing. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you.
I'm very proud to say that I've been with the organization for close to 35 years. So it's my privilege and honor to be part of this event to celebrate IDS 50th anniversary with all of you. So tonight, actually, what we are doing is we are celebrating IDS victory for last 50 years of empowering the marginalized communities in India. But more importantly, it's a victory of all of you donors who have been with us for the last 50 years. So we welcome you, we thank you for being with us for all these years.
Dared to dream of a better future for their fellow countrymen. This dream, fueled by a deep sense of responsibility and unshakable resolve, gave birth to India Development Service.
Another thing, to nurture them and to sustain them for 50 years. So I congratulate all my IDS friends, and I'm happy that one of my founding members and my partner, Shamala, is with us. And we went from here to the village, and those 50 years of rural development, protection of environment, and most importantly, the democracy and the democratic values.
And I think that is the power of an organization like IDS that is willing to take those early chances when someone just has some passion and just has an idea that they want to get started with. They may not have a track record, they may not have proof of evidence of the work that they're doing, but all of you have been able to see that it's worth taking those chances, and many of those things have blossomed into incredible organizations and incredible impact for hundreds of thousands and millions of people.
So when I joined IDS in 1987, I felt, this is like home. Everybody was keen about those three issues. Everybody in IDS was very aware of the privileges we all had only because of the opportunity we had received. And everybody in IDS was gung-ho about giving this kind of opportunity at least to few of disenfranchised people back home.
Dr. Banerjee, thanks for coming. Thank you for having me here. It's really an honor to be a invited speaker for this anniversary. It's an organization that I'm really very proud to know. And in a way, listening to all of you, it actually underlined all the, I think, very good reasons why I would want to associate with this organization.
I just want to let you know that this could not have happened without a ton of help, a ton of support. So again, thank you to Dr. Banerjee for coming and joining us today. Thank you very much to Jerome, to Jerome. Jerome's been a friend, a supporter, ally of the IDS for a long, long time, longer than I've been around with IDS. I also would love to see all the volunteers stand. Come on, we know there's a lot of you. Let's stand up. Maybe they're already standing because they didn't necessarily get close. So it's taken months and months of work.
Ya estás, he removido cielo y tierra y no te encontré. Y llegas hoy tan de repente y das sentido a toda mi vida con tu querer.
Nave samcha, nave jana, yo vi tu mujhse kaha hai señorita.
Quédate cerca de mí.
Busco bajo de tu hielo, Sandina, señorita, ya que no olvides más. Dunia mein bhi khabar hai kya, loka ko to aao une hath hota khabar hai kya, señorita, suno señorita, कहते हैं हम क्या.
Jamás podré interpretar el sentido de las palabras que me dedicas, pero el calor de tu mirada me hace sentir como la más bella señorita.
मैं जहाँ हूँ जहाँ याद रहे तू. है वतन मेरे वतन